Electronic devices. So starting with energy band, mixing up of energies of the electrons present in an orbit in one group is called energy band. Okay. So as we know, if we take a orbit of sodium, outermost shell, it has one electron. Okay. And if we take another of for example chlorine, okay, Cl, if we take the atom of Cl, then it will have 7 electrons in its outermost shell, and each electron will have its own energy. So mixing up of energies of all the electrons in one group is called energy band. There are two types of energy band. First is conduction band and second is valence band. So valence band possesses the electrons of valence shell and conduction band possesses free electrons. Now if conduction band and valence band overlap, if they both bands overlap, then conduction will take place. That is the case of conductors. If the energy gap between the conduction band and valence band is less than 3 eV, 3 eV means 3 electron volt, then it is the case of semiconductors. Now if the energy gap between the conduction band and valence band is greater than 3 eV, then it is the case of insulators. Okay, so remember it. When both the bands overlap, it is conductor. When the gap is less than 3 eV, it is semiconductor, and the gap is more than 3 eV, it is insulators. So now next, types of semiconductors. There are two types of semiconductor. First is intrinsic semiconductor and second is extrinsic. So very first we will see what is intrinsic semiconductor. Intrinsic semiconductor are the purest form of semiconductors. Okay, they are the purest form of semiconductor means there is no impurity present in it. For example, we take silicon. Okay, silicon has 4 electrons in its outermost shell, and we are making a crystal of silicon. Okay, now if the structure is formed, then there will be covalent bond between the atoms of silicon like this. Okay, there exists covalent bond. Now if we provide energy to the structure, okay, we are providing energy, we are giving energy or thermal energy. So what will happen, this bond will break. Okay, this bond will break and this electron will jump. Okay, this electron will jump in the conduction band and there exists a hole. Okay, this is a hole. When we provide the energies to the structure, the bond will break and this electron will jump there in the conduction band, and here it will become a hole. This process is called doping. Okay, the process of becoming hole when the energy is provided to the structure. This type of semiconductors are called intrinsic semiconductors, in which number of holes will be equals to number of electrons. Okay, so remember, number of holes will be equals to number of electrons in intrinsic semiconductor. Now we take the case of extrinsic semiconductor. So there are some impurities present in this type of semiconductor. Okay, in extrinsic semiconductor there is impurities present in it. For example, there are two types of semiconductor. There are two types of extrinsic semiconductor. First one is n-type semiconductor and second one is p-type semiconductor. So what is n-type semiconductor? In n-type semiconductor, there is a pentavalent impurity present in it. Okay, pentavalent impurity means there are 5 electrons in the outermost shell. So we are taking the example of nitrogen. Nitrogen has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The crosses are the outermost shell electrons of nitrogen. So this will make bond with silicon. Okay, all the bonds, but one electron is left there, one free electron is left there. Okay, this is free electron of nitrogen. Now if we provide energy to this structure, what will happen? Similar in previous case, this bond will break and one electron will jump, means there are now 2 free electrons and one hole. So in this case, number of electrons will be greater than number of holes. So the major charge carriers in this case will be electrons. Okay, in n-type semiconductor the major charge carriers are electrons. Now next is p-type semiconductor. In p-type semiconductor there is trivalent impurity present. Okay, for example, we have taken the example of boron. In boron only 3 electrons are present in the outermost shell. These crosses are the example of boron. Okay, now if there will be a bond, but this silicon electron will not be able to make the bond because there is no electron present, means there exists a hole. Okay, there exists a pre-existing hole of boron. Now if we will provide energy, this bond will break and this electron will jump in the conduction band, and there exists another hole, means on providing energy, number of electrons will be less than number of holes. So in this case, in the p-type semiconductor, the major charge carriers are holes because there are more holes than the number of electrons. Thank you.